I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while, and I finally got this to complete the trio for this hand truck challenge. It's gonna be fun, we're gonna learn a lot, and we'll figure out which one of these, this lighter portable version, this 6-wheel, my kids call it the fidget spinner hand truck, and then the old standard. So we'll look at all the aspects of these, figure out what's best for you, and what is the overall ranking. Here we go. The payload is this, a 5-gallon water bottle. I'm either really strong or it's not filled yet. But I wanted to show you kind of the reasons why we're using this and the configuration of how we're gonna strap it on to these various hand trucks. So the first thing is we're gonna fill this up with water. You can see we've got some pool noodles cut out here to help keep the bottle in place. The reason why we're using the bottle is because when I went and I looked at getting one of these, it seemed like a lot of folks were carrying bottles up and down stairs. 5-gallon water bottle like this will probably be right around 50 pounds. So it's a good honest load for all of these guys. So let's go into the details on each one of these options before we actually go out and do the testing. We'll get this big guy taken care of, and then we'll have a little more room to talk about the two lighter weight options. He weighs in at a real heavy 31.8 pounds. This also has the ability to take this handle out and put it in here, so you have a roller platform and you can move 800 pounds worth of furniture. We've done all sorts of crazy things. We've had this one for 20 years, used it in a whole bunch of moves. It's worked out really great for us. Its height is 47 inches. It's 21 inches wide and 17 inches thick. Cost around $100, but I'll tell you one thing I really don't like about this is we'll put this guy away for a while and then we'll take it out, and then one of these tires has leaked. And what do I mean by leaked? Well, there is no inner tube in these tires. If you get a hand truck like this, get one with inner tubes, because trying to fill a tire like this, I'm probably gonna post in the video up here how to do it. It is not easy. You can't do it with a bike pump or anything like that. You have to take it to a service station or a gas station, and hopefully they have free air, and you have to kind of work a little system here, fill the tire up. So now we got that guy all figured out. We'll put him to the side. So here is competitor 2. You can see that his thickness is right around 2 inches. He's 15 inches wide. He weighs 6.8 pounds. The great thing about this is the handle extends, goes to 25, 32, and 39. This has served us well. We've had it about 5-7 years. This has a square tube, aluminum, and supposedly it can haul 150 pounds. Up and down stairs, much less so, because you're really kind of working the structure, around 70, 80 pounds. That's why this guy at 50 pounds is going to be a real solid test. And if you can carry water, you can carry cases of soda, the beverage of your choice, which kind of brings me to the point of why I'm doing this thing. I've got friends, relatives that are getting on in age. It's not that they're not capable and strong in their own way, but I've known too many people, friends and relatives, that have fallen downstairs when they're older, and that pretty much takes them out. So the whole idea is to try to preserve those folks that have mobility issues by coming up with something, and it's probably most likely these, this is my biggest guess, for going up and down stairs with loads that they can control safely so they don't fall down the stairs. All right, now you can see there's a couple things going on here. First of all, it folds up. It's not as thin, probably twice as thick as this guy here, and he weighs in at 9 pounds versus 7 pounds. So 2 extra pounds for these wheels here, which probably a half a pound, but the big major difference is this aluminum structure here and the wheels. And go with the aluminum structure. For some reason, people are making these out of plastic, and I can't imagine that they're gonna last, given all of the force that's put on these guys. The other great thing about this, you can roll it like this, you can give it a little bit of an angle like that, and then you can go up and down the stairs. And this is the one I'm most interested in, because I would think, we'll see what the testing shows, that this will be easier to take up the stairs than either this guy with those wheels or the giant behemoth with these wheels, because I'll tell you, even though you're successful going up and down the stairs, transitioning from one stair to the next with this wheel is a challenge for just about anybody. I just broke the table. Great. And this guy too has different heights. There, go out one more. There you go. And are they about the same height when folded? Well, look at that. This guy's actually a little taller. The one thing I did notice when you're opening and closing this, you got a little button here, and here you're just grabbing on to these two rails. Depending on what you're doing, sometimes you'll accidentally grab on that. It will deploy itself. When you're carrying around, got to carry it here, and it's probably a good idea to carry it here that way too. This guy, $40. Pretty good deal. This guy is twice that, or a little more, $85, depending if you can get on sale. Comes with this snazzy bag. Strap it on like that. Then it has these fairly lightweight bungees. That's what it looks like in the inside. It's a fairly decent bag. Structure-wise, it is lightweight. Got a little zipper pocket here. And you got a little side pocket. Looks like you put a couple things in there. So not bad. Definitely a bonus, but again, this is twice as much as this guy is. And a little cheaper than the big behemoth. This is an honest review. I paid for all these products myself. I'm not getting compensated in any way to do this, but I really think this is an important video for a lot of the folks out there to help them out so they don't get hurt. That being said, if you use any of these based on my recommendations, it's kind of your situation, your risk. Let's talk a little bit about the test. Got a whole list of things here. I'm going to use this luggage weigher as my kind of pseudo force gauge. You can just clip that around and I'll be dragging it around. You'll see it later in the video. But we're going to see what the pull force is on wood, concrete, and carpeting of the 50-gallon load up and down the stairs. We're going to show the motion of the wheels on the stairs itself, because I think that's pretty important to see. And then we're going to just have an overall ranking based on these designs. And depending if this works out, this is going to be a gift to somebody I know that really could benefit from this. So let's get on to the testing. Here's the setup with the water inside. 47.7 pounds. Pretty close to 50, but not exactly 50. This is the carpeting test. A couple key challenges here is depending on what kind of carpet you're going on, it's going to affect your results. The other thing is you might be able to see it, but there's a little lip here. And what happens is big tires or even small tires get caught on that. That's the hard part or the crux of pulling upstairs. We're going to try the old standard heavy hand truck with the load. All right, well actually that's not so bad. You got to kind of lean down into it. If you've got any kind of mobility issues, you're going to have issues. And this is going down. To me, down is almost more dangerous than going up because you don't have as much control over the load. Now we're going to get how much force it takes. And I'm going to be safe-wise. I'm just going to kind of not rely completely on the strap because if it goes, lots of damage will ensue. 28, right here at the lip, when it's going down, on carpeting. Here we go with the Magna Cart. You'll see a different configuration on the bungees because a lot of people won't put a bungee up here and they'll rely on the structure down there, which is a mistake because then all you're doing is loading up this piece of plastic. So you really need to have the bungee on top like that. This lip here is harder for the smaller wheel. So you actually have to, let's see if maybe that's, now I'm seeing 28 right there. That's the hardest part right here, coming over that hump. So surprisingly, the force is the same. In here you might not have been able to see what I was talking about, but I put the bungee on here. Here's the one I have the greatest hope for, the savior of people with mobility issues. So let's see how it does. It kind of hits that hump. You can kind of maybe see it there. And just kind of works over that challenge fairly well. Coming down. it's a lot more stable and predictable, both coming up and going down. I like that a lot. That's what my mobility challenge is all about. Okay, that's the worst case, 23 pounds. So a little less than the other guys. Control-wise though, it's doing what I thought it was going to do. Those 6 wheels really do make a difference. Now we're going to do wooden or composite stairs, and this is even more of a challenge. About 3 centimeters or a little over an inch is the lip here, and we're competing against jet noise and all sorts of fun things. It's cold outside, there's lots of wind, but we're not going to have this deter this testing. We're going to get it done today. All right, since we got the 6-wheeler all set up from the previous test, that's the one we're going to start out with. So here we go, down the stairs. All right, now this is different. You got to really lean back on it. And that's down, this is up. Lots of good control there. But the thing is, you have to be careful not to tip the cart this way. You have to lean it back, and that's the way it is for all of them. But because you got these wheels here, you're a little too comfortable maybe thinking that that's going to take the load, but it's not going to. All right, let's get the force gauge out and see what we got. 18 pounds. A little spike there of about 23, what we saw getting all over that lip is where the crux is. So now we're doing the portable, smaller cart. Ka-thud. Wow. After doing the 6-wheeler, I have to actually stand close to the cart to get it over these humps. Oh man, those small wheels really are working against you. You're pretty much lifting the whole load here to get it over this hump, which to me defeats the purpose of using a hand truck in the first place. Now time for the 31-pound beast. Nice and smooth down. Ka-thunk. 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 I'm almost going to hit the camera. The bigger wheels are really working an advantage here because this big wheel is taller than the step itself, so it just kind of laughs at that groove. In fact, it doesn't get in there at all. It's right here flush with the front of the stair. Never realized that before. Here's the final step. The reason why I'm doing this is because concrete is everywhere in urban areas and cities. This is a square finish as opposed to what we saw with the composite and wood steps and with the carpeting steps, so there's no lip here. And we'll see how it does with the 3 challengers. First up, the beast. This is where this guy is absolutely strong. Concrete, big wheels, easy flow. Let's get the force gauge out. A little second of 34 kilograms, but 33 to get it up that stair. The smaller portable wheel. A little bit of a bounce there. Now here the smaller wheels seem to work better. Let's get a read. 26 is the max I saw. Yeah, right around 26. So easier because there's no lip, you don't get hung up. All right, the challenger, the big challenger. Easy. But one thing I did notice though, is when it's on those wheels, any kind of slope, it has a tendency to move forward, and it might be kind of hard to load up because of the wheels, which was a bit of a surprise. Didn't figure that out before. Easily one-handed. Very stable. Not bad at all. Let's get the force gauge out. 17. We had a little bit of a blip of a 19 kilograms right there at the peak, but not bad at all. And I like how you can angle it like this and move it around. Let me show you something that's a little disappointing about this design. I just noticed it's these wheels. they are kind of junky. They're not kind of junky, they're really junky. And I'm doing this as a gift, so I think I've got an idea on how to fix this with some skateboard wheels, short ones. We'll have to take that back to the shop and see if we can do something about that, because these wheels are not going to last. Other than that, I'm very impressed with this design. Since I was already set up and on the way to the car, I thought, hey, why not do some cross country, cross grass, and see how it does. So here we go, the 6-wheeler. Easy. Which is a bit surprising because I thought it'd be a lot worse than this. Here we go, 2-wheeler. Now this grass is pretty dry, it hasn't rained for a while. If it was all wet, I think the 6-wheeler would have problems. But you can just haul this all day long, not an issue. This guy works great. You could even push him this way. The handle comes out to do that. And you could have just the regular part of the truck. Bigger tires just makes a difference. It could be wet. I don't think it's going to be any problem with this guy. So what did we learn going through this whole experience? I think for this, in this one, the portable hand trucks, you really need to tie it off up here at this bar. Otherwise, you're really going to have a chance of damaging it because it's not intended to carry all the load right here. Up here and up here works a lot better, as well as below. The 5-gallon water container in the milk crate is the best way to transport things. Also, this can be problematic when loading stuff up if you're on a slope. It has a tendency to slide. These wheels that came with this are really subpar and totally affect the performance of the entire hand truck. I did the modification as a separate video. I'll post it up there or post it one of these places. And that really does make a difference on this build and takes it to the next level. These skateboard wheels, even though they're relatively inexpensive, are going to last so much longer and will work so much better on every kind of surface than these really small, terrible example of wheels. $80 with the modification, running around $100. I think this is incredibly stable. This works pretty good, except for when there's a big lip in the stair. We found that that just kind of clobbers this smaller wheel, whereas this one works right through it with this fidget spinner approach. So this didn't let me down except for the wheels. And once we fix those, this to me is well worth the money, even though it's $100 and twice as much as this guy here. Then, if you're gonna move a lot of stuff and big stuff, you probably want to go with this guy for $100. This costs the same amount as the modified version of this, but most people will not be able to lug this thing around. Even bringing loads upstairs can be very challenging. If you're just kind of going cross country, it's great. You got these little wheels here that can actually work for you, but portable, it is not. This guy folds up pretty quick with the extra wheels. It's probably 7 inches and doesn't take up a lot of room. It slides around. Fun factor, probably a lot better on this one than any of the other ones. So if you have restricted mobility, you're going up and down stairs a lot, you're taking a big load, it's worth spending the extra money for this guy. And I know the people that are going to get this custom design with the upgraded wheels are going to be very happy. Thumbs up and comments always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in the evaluation of home gear, sports gear, electronics of all kinds, making and breaking stuff, designs of all kinds, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe because you never know what you're gonna see.